How's everybody doing? Uninspired L. Hope everyone is doing okay. Nasty, 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 nasty. At least we got some quality Quentin Post minutes. No? Quentin Post looked pretty good. Pat Spencer looked good. Quentin Post looked okay. Setting some good screens. Pat Spencer, Buddy, 6 of 19. Yuck. That was an ugly 6 of 19. When I say that was ugly, that was ugly. Yeah, but I'm not gonna crash out over that win. Or that Indiana win. That was an expected L tonight, but it's clear what the team is doing, man. They're just trying to get to the finish line in one piece. It's really clear what's going on. When you look at the standings, I really don't think anyone is separating themselves from anyone. So, I mean, if you're not separating yourself, and if you don't really see a lot of teams kind of separate themselves, they're just going to go to the route where they're going to be like, it's more important to get our guys to the finish line and fresh more than anything else. And that's all they're doing. I mean, I looked at the schedule and I was like, all right, so we're going to lose that one in Indiana again. Um, they got to get rid of these back to backs. Try to find a way to cut them out. I don't know how we can be one of the older teams in the league and we have all these back to backs, but such is life. Um, they kind of have to figure out a way on what they're going to do with these back to backs. They're kind of ridiculous in a sense. Um, Kind of kills the product. Can you imagine somebody going into Indiana tonight and they bought a ticket and all of that stuff? But there's some young guys that played well tonight. Pat Spencer played well. You know, we had 25 assists. We got out rebounded tonight. Those Buddy was just chucking up shots tonight, man. 6 of 19, 17 points. Dennis, 12 points, four assists. Eh, a lot of man tonight. Trace had 10 rebounds, 9 points. He misses way too many bunnies for my liking. But it is what it is. Uh, at least we got to see Quentin Post tonight. Guy Santos. I think they should try to find a way to give Guy Santos more minutes. He plays hard. Um, he can play make a little. Uh, you can tell that he has like that. He has an eye for playmaking. He should definitely do that, right? So I saw some of those things tonight. Not bad, not bad from Guy Santos tonight. Matter of fact, they got to find a way to put him in the lineup somehow. I know it's going to be tough because they play all these people. We have a bunch of guys out right now, and they still managed to play what, five people off of the bench. They managed to run a 10-man rotation tonight. But I gotta say this, going forward, when's the next game? On Monday, and I think that is against the Toronto Raptors on Monday, 5:30. So another early game that we have on Monday. Then we have Minnesota. So Steph is gonna have like a couple days rest. So he'll have today, Saturday, Sunday, and then he'll have Monday, and then the next back to back. is Wednesday, Thursday, January 22nd and the 23rd. Sacramento at Sacramento, and then home in Chicago. That's the next back to back we have. So I'm trying to figure out which back to back is Steph not going to play. The one after that is Utah, Oklahoma City. That one should be interesting because I don't think he's definitely not going to play that one. Then we have Utah, Los Angeles. You know what's interesting? Like a few years ago, they said that they weren't going to. They said that they weren't going to schedule back to backs on these national TV games, right? So if there's a national TV game, they didn't want people to rest for the national TV games, so they wouldn't schedule back to backs. And I'm looking at the schedule, and that's exactly what they did. February 5th, Utah, and then the next night at Los Angeles. Like, why do they do that, bro? Like, that's literally a marquee game for the league, for the network, and they schedule that on a back to back. That's the type of shit that we're doing. It's so stupid and it's so counterintuitive. Like, why are we even doing that? So I don't know. It tonight I this is a whatever game, man. I mean, you know, but how much are they going to do this? I'm curious. So we're at 500 right now. At what point are they not going to do this? And how can you even evaluate the team and what we need or anything like that if guys are just not going to play? Like, are they just saying that we're just going to get to the playoffs and just have just throw a punch? Is that what we're doing here? I don't know. This is a interesting strategy. Or, say we didn't slide like this. Was this always what the plan was going to be? Just be a 10 seed, be a 9 seed, be an 8 seed, whatever, and we just stay within striking distance? I don't know, because ever since the skid, that's kind of how it's felt. Where, I think we've just kind of toyed around with the season. I don't know. It's just not a great feeling. Um not Even though this game was like whatever, I hate watching us lose games. They came out with a lot of energy tonight, and I was like, maybe it'll be one of those nights where they'll just do like the shit and they'll just hit a bunch of threes. That didn't happen tonight. The counter happened. We actually missed a bunch of threes tonight, wide open ones too. Um, so what's going to be the plan going forward? Are we just going to just tank games and just say fuck it? We're just going to be a bad team, or what? I don't know. I don't know what that question is, but at some point we got to fix up, man. I mean, not just the team, but the whole organization. The whole organization. There's a good team in there somewhere, bro. But I mean, if we're just resting guys on back to backs and we're just saying fuck it, what's the plan here? Are we just going to waste the season away? So what's the plan? I don't know what the plan is. Not sure what the plan is. But I will say this. Um, when I saw what they did with $73 million in expiring, I wasn't expecting much of much, right? And it's almost like if they go and make a trade and just make that trade, that bullshit trade that's not going to make a difference, which I know they're going to make, is that going to appease the fan base? You get Vooch in here. That's going to appease y'all. Bro, Andrew Wiggins makes $26 million. That's the next highest contract outside of Steph. Say you trade him, for instance, right? What type of player are we getting in? We kind of need guys like Wiggs, dudes that'll just guard the team's best player. make a few shots. You'll need a guy like that. Next best contract, Draymond. What are we doing exactly? But I'm telling you, once they let those contracts walk, you know, I don't think they were serious. They had legit guys on the table, did make it work. So it's almost like a slap in the face when I watch this team knowing what they did in the summer and knowing what their plan was, and then it's like a complete slap in the face to say, "Oh, we're just going to make a move at the deadline." You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing that they did the last deadline. They had $43 million to trade away and get something back. So what was the plan? Just no plan. So they just kicked the bucket down the road. So now this is why I'm so annoyed with the Vooch thing. Y'all think it's just that, oh, I hate centers. Well, that's one reason. But another reason is that after all of this, Vucevic, who's a perpetual loser, that's a player that we're going to end up with. Is that really what we're doing here, man? Come on, man. Like, this shit is stupid, man. Riding into the sunset. I'm not rocking with that, bro. Vucevic is going to be the reason. We stay under the second apron, we stay under the first apron, and that's what we're doing. All right, man. All
What's
right.
up, bro?
What's going on, brother? Long time no speak. How you doing?
I'm good. How you, man?
Not bad, not bad. What state are you in, by the way?
I'm from Jersey.
Okay. And you're a Bron fan?
Nah, I'm a KD guy. You know, I wanted to see him win. And be successful in Phoenix. I was coming up here to mess with you. I was going to tell you, bring 35 back. Y'all don't
Um,
need him, but he need y'all.
well, um, I heard that he was talking to somebody the other day, and they asked him that if he was coming back. He was like, "Nope, there's not a chance he's coming back to the Warriors."
Oh man, it's crazy, man.
Yeah,
Because
he said that he's not coming back, but I mean, who knows?
yeah, I figure that.
Who knows? They
But
say he
it's
ain't
just
coming
like
back.
even this late in their career, I think they'll still Steph and Katie will still make a run.
Yeah, I
It's crazy.
mean, I. How do you feel about like what the Suns have done? Because I think the Suns have done. I think the Suns and the Warriors, how the front offices operate, I think they operate polar opposites. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a team that went for it. You know what I'm saying? They just went in there and they just spent money and they didn't give a fuck, right? So um they're the cautionary tale of, you know, about who can about what you can do when you're like hyper aggressive with trades and you're too aggressive, and then you end up with that tandem or that trio, you know. And then we are the perfect example of a team that scared to make moves, and this is where we're at. You know what I'm saying? It's like polar opposites, basically, absolute polar opposites in terms of how we operate, and this is where we're at. However, I will say this: I don't think we're a serious team. If we are like we're just treating the regular season, it's weird how we're managing the regular season. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just managing it just absolutely callously, right? And I'm wondering, like, they must have like a calendar date in mind in terms of when they're going to start to take these games seriously, like when they're going to make like that push. You know what I'm saying? But are they going to make that push and you're not going to have enough gas in the tank? You know what I'm saying? Because they kind of did that last year. And then all of a sudden, I'm seeing people say that, Steph is gassed. I'm not going to burn Steph out, right? So they were kind of managing Steph last year. And then they kind of went on a little push. And then all of a sudden, I saw Steve Kerr managing his minutes down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, we damn near miss a playoff game. Like we miss a playoff game by by, by the skin of our teeth, basically. You know what I'm saying? And I look at that and I'm like, but why though? Why did we do that? So here we are. So I'm not down with this management shit. It's like, come on, bro. What the fuck are we doing, bro? You know, is any
Yeah.
other team doing
You
this?
well, you always gotta obviously factor in injuries, stuff like
Uh-huh.
that. So I mean, other than that, it's like that's the big thing about the Warriors right now
Yeah.
because it's like that's the injuries caused Steph to what I'm saying miss the playoffs a couple times in his prime.
Yeah.
Some of his good years, but I don't obviously with KD too. The injuries and everything with the team. As far as Phoenix, they just suck. Like the
Yeah.
Warriors is good. It's weird because like I be watching First Take. That's my show. Like what I mean, I love Stephen A. He the best to me, and he
Hmm.
was just saying like somebody else was up there. He was saying like Steve Kerr was saying like the Cavs is reminiscent to see how they playing because when they went 73-9, he said it's like they running a scheme like how they used to play. It's like everybody could shoot, everybody could shoot threes, and that's what the Warriors used to do. Like anybody you throw it to, everybody just knock down shooters. You know what I mean? Whereas
No,
though
not
like
really. I mean,
not no more, not no more. But
yeah.
that's
No, no,
just
no.
what I mean.
I'm talking like even back then. It's not like we had a ton of shooters. You know what I'm saying? Like it was really like, I don't know, maybe three guys that could shoot the ball on the team. It's no different than it's from now. You know what I'm saying? Like the only difference now is that we just have worse defenders and we have worse decision makers. You know what I'm saying? Like if you think about the guys back then, Stephen Clay could shoot the ball, right? Harrison Barnes could knock down a shot once in a while. Um, Sean would be elite from the mid range, right? So, but we just played in more chaos. You know what I'm saying?
And
Cleveland, on the other hand,
Draymond turned into a good shooter. You had
bro.
Iguodala.
Draymond had like 2 good months of shooting that whole stretch. I swear to God, right? So it's like back then we had a lot of guys that could just do shit with the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like I think people oftentimes I see people confuse it and they're like, "Yo, we had all this shooting," and I'm like, I don't think so. We just had like a lot of dynamic players. You know what I'm saying? I never thought we had a ton of shooting. Did we shoot the ball a lot? Yeah, we should. Well, yes, Stephen Clay shot the ball a lot, and they were really dynamic players. But
And that's it within itself, though. Them
yeah,
two.
as far as the other teams, it's tough, bro. It's Cleveland. The thing about Cleveland, and it's so tough to watch. I'm just watching
It's
Kenny,
like must see TV right now. Like just the way they playing. I'm not saying
bro.
they going for the record or nothing like that. It's just, but if they could win like 70 games, that'd be incredible.
Let me say this: they should go for it. They should fucking go for it. Go for it.
That'd
Anytime
be
you,
like 70 and
yeah, bro.
12.
Anytime you have a chance to go for glory, fucking go for it, man. Like enough of this like playing it safe bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Go for it. Go for it. Get your team in a rhythm. All of that. You know what I'm saying? Go for glory because when you get to the playoffs, nothing is guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? Like we went for it and we got it right. And then after Steph was in there, he sprained his ankle, you know what I'm saying? And then he slipped on a wet spot. Anything can happen in the playoffs, bro. But if you can go for glory, you fucking go for it. Um, but they're doing something different with their bigs, man. Like, you know, they're
Well, he's
making
that Kenny Atkinson, the coach, and he used to be over there for the Warriors. So he said like they run Evan Mobley the way they used to run Draymond. It's not saying he Draymond, but he say like that's why he said when you watch them play basketball, it's like watching Golden State when they was on a run. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because they play so good and everybody could shoot the ball. It ain't just Donovan Mitchell. Like everybody snipe just like what I mean. You
mhm,
obviously had Deshaun Livingston's, Iguodala's, whoever
yeah,
what I mean was on the squad was just great at what they did. You know what I mean?
yeah. But tonight's the night, like a night like tonight, I'm just watching these guys. And if you had Wiggs and Kaminga out there, this is just one of the nights where if you had guys that could just put pressure on the rim, you know what I'm saying? Like Kaminga especially, right? So that's why sometimes like when I hear like the pass stuff and this, right? I'm not trying to hear that, bro. Like give somebody the ball, let them get downhill, put pressure on the rim, have the defense collapse. You know what I'm saying? Like I think we need that that element on our team. Like watching the team with and without Kaminga, it looks night and day. You know what I'm saying? Like his rim pressure really provided a different type of dynamic for the team. And this is where we are right now. This is just where we're going to be at. And it is what it is. So, I mean, hopefully, when is he? When would he be scheduled to come back? When is he scheduled to come back? Did they say like 4 weeks or something for an ankle injury? Fuck, bro, that must be a really bad ankle sprain. Must be like a grade 3 or something. So I don't know, man. Um, but you know what? Even that being said, we still could be the Suns, bro. The Suns are pretty fucking bad. How you feel about the Suns since you're a
They're
KD guy?
they're 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 horrible. The thing with KD is because he played for Golden State, it's like he like the top superstar that they don't really want to see win a championship. Like it's gonna be super hard wherever he go. It's like you this the worst team he ever played for. Like if he don't make the playoffs, this is what to be the first time since what OKC. He ain't played for Oklahoma in a long time.
Yeah, but to
You know?
miss the playoffs with that level of talent, that's going to be fucking nasty. I'm just going to be honest with you. Missing the playoffs with that type of talent, it's going to be nasty. I don't know how
Well,
you can
that's
miss
just
the
show you that
playoffs.
like every time he on the court, they at least get in. Whether they get knocked out in the first round, at least what I'm saying he good enough to
Yeah,
get there to make it to the play. But this year it don't look like they're gonna make it. So
yeah.
I don't know.
You got to have a well-rounded team, man. You got to play defense, all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it
Well,
don't
it's
look.
like you gotta give up the team to get KD. It's like when he got
Yeah.
there, that team that went to the finals. It's like that's not this. You know what I mean? It's just no. That's not a team. It's just a bunch of players. Whereas though is different. It's like yeah, we got KD, but we got to give up so much to get him. So it's hard now. He not on one of the top the top dog teams, the Mavericks. I think what I'm saying Luka and Kai they do good
Yeah.
in the East. You got Dame and Giannis still. You got what I'm saying you got good teams. I don't think Phoenix is good.
Yeah, and that's kind of what happened in that's kind of what happened in what was it, 2008? Um one of them years. 2008. Who requested a trade? Kobe Bryant requested a trade. And that man looked at the Chicago team, look what the team was going to look like and he's like, "Nah, never mind." And you know what? I think that was probably one of his best decisions because then the Lakers just went back and they just made the finals. You know what I'm saying? So that is what it is. But you know, I just don't see a game changer coming here, bro. Like I don't see like But if you're going to trade, bro, a trade for a game changer, please. I beg, I beg. Bring the big in, man. Bring the big in. Let's try something new. I'd love to see it. Swish reacts. What's up?
Well, it's good. I just got a question. Now they played good tonight, the Dubs, and they lost. It is what it is. But I was thinking about that team. You got quite a few good role players. So I was thinking, like, you know more than me, obviously. So
Hmm.
how can because I love Steph Curry, my all-time favorite player, and I want to see him win another ring, like we all do here on the
Yeah.
space. And it's like, how do the Warriors get back? I mean, I thought they were back, but they're not. How do they get back to getting a team that you make, let's say, one or two trades? What can the Warriors do trade wise, picks wise, with the salary cap do to be a contender? Because they're just not ready right now. And
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. It's not gonna be via trade. You know what I'm saying? Because the problem is that the trades that they need, they don't have the contracts for. You understand what I'm saying?
yeah,
They just don't have the contracts for it. Like and I don't think the front office, maybe say, all right, say they had the contracts for it, right? Say they would be able to trade Wiggins, trade the expiring contracts, right? So that'll give you, I don't know, that'll give you like 40 something $1 million, right? But then here's a stickler to it. We're an older team, and there's no fucking way the front office is giving up draft capital because they know that the team is going to be bad, right? So their thing is like, why would I give up draft capital to help this team? And we don't think the team is that good. I think that's what they're saying right now. And every indication from what I see and how they're behaving, that's exactly what they're saying. But it's kind of disrespectful. So all of this stuff that you hear them saying about, yo, like trade and the remainder of what Steph is, I think that's just lip service, right? So um, I don't think that they're going to do anything because if they were interested in, you know, in doing it for Steph or whatever shit that they were feeding the fan base, I think they would have done it over the summer. And they just never pulled a move on any trade in the summer. So I don't see, it's easier to make a trade in the summer than it is to make at the deadline, right? And I just don't think a game changer is on the way. So I'm not going to sit up here and get people's hopes up and all this stuff. I was like, nah, but you know, I just don't see it. Just don't see it.
So with you saying that, what's the expectation this season? Is the expectation to make the playoffs? Is it to tank? Like, what what am I as a Steph Curry lover meant to expect from the Warriors this season? Because I'm just confused right now. Like, it's the hope that sort of like drains you. Um,
Yeah, so
yeah.
right now we are 3 games. We're 3 games away from the 6th seed, right? No, sorry, 2 games. We're 2 games out of the 6th seed. Okay. So this is what I think they're doing. I think that they're just not going to play guys on the back to back. And they're just looking at these other teams and they're saying that these teams really ain't going to do shit. Um, they're just going to like win one, lose one, win one, lose one, right? So I think the Warriors are just looking at these other teams. They know injuries are going to happen and they're just trying to like preserve their guys. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like they're gambling and they're like, all right, if we win a couple, then we rest. We win a couple, we rest. We can keep our guys fresh and maybe if we squeeze into the top 6, which by the way isn't entirely impossible, right? We can make some noise in the playoffs. I think that's the calculus that they're doing because a night like tonight, Draymond and Steph played last night. You know, once I seen Steph hit over 34 minutes, I knew he wasn't going to play tonight. Same thing with Draymond, right? So if they're not going to play those guys, and they're just going to not play those guys back to back, what am I to think? Am I to think that they're just going to, So the only thing that they're doing right now is they're saying, all right, let us get to the let's get to the finish line. Let's make a little push right at the finish line, and then see what we can do in the playoffs. Or see if we can make it into the playoffs. I think that's just where the team is at right now. Because there's some teams at the top that I do think that if we see them in the playoff series, I think that we can make some noise. We got a puncher's chance. Well, more than a puncher's chance, right? So I just think that's just what they're doing right now. Like tonight wasn't a serious game. Last night wasn't a serious game. None of these games are really high intensity. Everyone is kind of down right now. There's no type of energy, there's no type of excitement in the fan base. Nothing like that is going on. So, this is just where we're at right now.
But if you could add one player, not saying you could, but if you could, one superstar or whoever would one player would you be like, okay, if we get him, we back, like we in the run, it's like they scared of us again.
Zion. And I'm going to be
Zion.
realistic. It would be Zion. Zion is like that stock that's low and he probably wants to get, What did he get suspended for, by the way? Does anyone know?
I think he was late to a meeting or training. I think.
He was late.
Yeah, something like that. I
Oh,
think
he,
it's like a disciplinary suspension.
oh, he probably wants to get up out of there then. Okay, he probably wants to get up out of there. Yeah,
Nah, Zion would be crazy on the Warriors.
yeah,
It's just injuries with that. That's the only thing about that.
mm, yeah, yeah. He probably wants to get up out of there. I wouldn't blame him though. I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is, though.
Y'all didn't get PG.
I mean, I asked a PG question, right? So I'm like, would you trade for Paul George right now? And nobody, and when I mean nobody's biting on that one. Everyone is saying like, hell no, we ain't trading for PG. So, you know, we'll see where it goes. We'll see where that one goes. But PG, Jimmy Butler. How do you feel about Jimmy Butler, Swish?
It's
I
weird though
I
because
know a
it's
lot
like,
of
oh, go ahead, switch.
um. Look, me personally, like I feel like Jimmy. This is the thing, like Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry in the playoffs. I don't care who's around them. You do not want to come across those two. They
Yeah.
will terrorize you for 48 minutes. That's the thing. Like, but then again, saying that, I just want to say one thing that I don't think many people talk about when it comes to Jimmy Butler. Now, I don't think Warriors will get him, but you asked me the question. It's like Jimmy Butler is probably reading all the stuff that people are saying about him, and
Yeah.
he knows if he leaves Miami, he's got a point to prove. So if you bring in Jimmy Butler, who what we saw in 2023 in the playoffs, he took that mediocre team, the Miami Heat, to the NBA Finals twice in 4 years, nearly took him three times. Now he's got a point to prove, and he's playing next to Steph Curry and Draymond Green in the Bay. Dude, I'm telling you, that would be scary. And Steph Curry is what 36. He's not going to play on forever. Me personally, if I'm the front office, I'm sacrificing the future because the future of Kaminga, Pajemski, Moody, they're not going to bring you a championship, and they're probably not going to get you to a conference finals. So I'm sacrificing whatever, whether it's Butler, whether it's Vucevic, whether it's Levine, whether it's whoever else you want to name, whoever else could be available. I
So
just
you,
think the Warriors should be aggressive, man.
you're saying, yeah, they're not going to be aggressive, bro. I'm just going to keep it funky with you, bro. If you're not aggressive, aggressive would be those contracts, right? That would be aggressive. Those contracts in the summer, that would be aggressive. This shit that they're doing right now, that's not aggressive. That's not aggressive at all. So I'm not pinning my hopes on them being aggressive. I just don't see it. I just don't see them being aggressive. I don't see it.
And Irk,
Neither, to be
on the
honest.
flip side of that, Irk, I was gonna say like Jimmy Butler, he trying to leave a team that he went to the finals in the bubble. You know what I mean? And they went back to the finals against the Nuggets. Like you leaving a team that you got far with. You know what I mean in the East. Like, and he's still not happy. So it's like obviously Steph they went to the finals, won a championship, but he also had a early round exit. It's been some years he didn't go. Katie, it's hard for him to make it out the first round in Phoenix. Clearly. I mean, I know they went to the Nuggets soon as he got there. I mean, played the Nuggets in the second round, but obviously last year. So you leaving a team that you went to the finals with, you got far. You know what I mean? Eric Spoelstra, a great, you know what I'm saying? Coach is like a great organization. So if he ain't happy, then I don't know.
There is a path though. There's a path for this team to be good. There is a path for this team to make a run, but I think they need to consolidate a lot of these guards on the team. Get a solid dude that can defend. Because I think we really have like three defenders on the team. You know what I'm saying? Every night I look at this squad, I'm like, bro, that dude can't guard, that dude can't guard, that dude can't guard. And there's a lot of guys that can't guard. And I'm not sure like what route they're gonna go, but if they do get another guy, um, bro, y'all go get Vucevic, man. I mean, I'm just not. My thing is this: if we're not going to be serious, What's the point of us getting Vooch anyway? You know what I'm saying? That's just not a serious move. That's just like a pacifier move to me. So if we're gonna be serious, what's the point? So my thing is like I see what they're doing. So their thing is like we're just going to try to punch somebody in the mouth in the playoffs. So this is going to be the tough, gritty team from here on out. Last night that was a solid win. And once I seen them say Steph is going to sit and Draymond is going to sit, no Wigs, no Kaminga, no nothing. I'm like, yep, that's going to be a rough one, but that is what it is. But
Also, I saw something, Space Gang,
yeah,
that the Warriors in the Western Conference, they have the easiest remaining schedule out of any Western Conference team. Because from like November till maybe a week after or two after Christmas, there was a lot of tough games, like a lot of tough games. So now you played what, the Pistons, the Pacers, you got the Raptors next, you got Minnesota one more time. Like you still have some teams in the East to play, and you still have some teams in the West like Utah and Portland to play a few more times. So
yeah,
I feel like how you mentioned before, how they're gonna go at it like they did at the end of last season
hmm
for more and more wins and take more seriously. I do think that, like, I don't think this team's gonna like win anything less than 42 games, especially with what I just said. So
yeah,
you might be right there.
yeah. 42 games. Wow. Oh, that's tough.
Yeah, Golden State definitely not going to tank. I mean, we're going to get healthy. Once Steph get back out there, they going to go for it. They're going to try to win every game they possibly could. I don't. He ain't, is late in his career. He not going out. You know what I mean?
Hmm
It's no tanking. He going to go for 30 or more every night. So I don't think they never going to lose games on purpose. Now, if they're not winning, if the team is not good, obviously, make trades or whatever and all of that. But it ain't no tanking.
Yeah,
I got a question for you guys.
yeah.
Um, Now I never want to see Steph Curry play anywhere else because I value players that stick with their organization. So I just want to clarify that. But do you guys believe that Steph Curry should be more like demanding? I'm not saying be like LeBron, you know what I mean? Curry's different, different personality. But like put a bit of pressure on the front office to make some moves because Curry's a nice guy, and I feel like at times he's a bit too nice, and I don't necessarily think that's the best thing. Especially at this time, I feel like he should be more aggressive, um, to the front office and make demands because he's got a few years to go. You know what I mean?
I think that ship sailed. I think the time to do that was after they won the title. I'm gonna be honest. That's when they should have done that. They should have done that, or that force that you're talking about. That force should have been exhibited years ago. And I just
Nothing.
feel like,
Or
go ahead.
sorry, what's going on, you guys? The thing is with that, putting pressure on the front office, it doesn't always work. LeBron does that every year. It doesn't mean he's getting KD Giannis over there. You know what I'm saying? You're just adding more ire to the chemistry. It just makes the vibes worse, and the Warriors operate off of vibes. So he's never really going to do that. I understand people's frustrations for them to make a move, but Irk said it. The move that was supposed to be made was years ago. It didn't happen. They tried in the summer to get Paul George and Laurie at the same time. Didn't happen. So there's only so much pressure you could put on the franchise in regards to the moves that are out there. If Steph put pressure on the Warriors, it's not like, oh, KD and LeBron's just going to show up in a Golden State Warrior jersey the next day. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, but if this was, obviously, if we could, then if KD was back over there right now, the league would still be scared again. KD and Steph on the same team right now,
Yeah,
even though they're at the end of their careers right now. If KD was back over there with Steph, they gonna make noise.
Yeah, totally. That's a different conversation. Now, if KD came here, of course. But can KD come here? If Steph was to put the pressure on the front office, like how feasible with the contracts we have, with what Phoenix have, people's desires in terms of where they want to be, like no matter pressure is going to change KD's mind. If not, he wants to be here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, for sure. We just that's why I said it's just make believe. He already said he don't want to, come back. Obviously, he should have just stayed the first time, or never left Brooklyn. I just feel like Phoenix is terrible, but it is what it is.
Yes, sir.
I just feel like how the league is right now. If if it were just down to money, Lee, if it were just a money dynamic, I think we'd be
Man,
fine. You know what I'm saying? But it's not a money dynamic anymore.
no,
You know what I'm saying?
Irk, I. It sucks because there's so many rings being left on the
Oh my
table.
god, bro.
Like these last few years, so many rings left on the table.
Nobody cares about Giannis and Dame. Like it's not really talked about like they better win it as much as KD is obviously a different story. It's the story always is just much higher. It's just no pressure, on nobody else. Honestly, I mean Tatum and the Celtics, they had a lot of pressure and stuff, but they got one. People think that they could do it again. So it's just good, to see the titles and everybody,
Yeah.
different franchises and stuff winning.
Yo,
But
Lee.
we'll see.
You know why Boston won the title last year?
Defense and offense.
Well, nah, not even that. They just went for it, bro. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like they just went for it. And right now you're looking at them and you're like they're well into the second apron, right? And I don't know if people are like familiar with the second apron, but it pretty much prevents you from building a team. You know what I'm saying? Like altogether. So the Celtics just said, you know what? We got the guys. We got the guys. We're fine. And we're just going to kick the ball down the hill and see what happens at the next couple of years. So what they did is that they paid Holiday, they paid Derek White, they paid Brown, they paid Tatum. And they're like, this is what we're going to roll out there with, and we're going to try to win the title the next couple of years. And that's what they did. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to be fine. I think they're one of the teams that are definitely in it to win it. But when you look at what they have, and and
They've been together for some time
yeah,
too,
that's
Irv.
what I'm
It's a
saying.
good
So
organization.
so they took, I don't know, they took like damn near a half decade to build what they have. You know what I'm saying? Like whether through the draft picks, whether it be through trades, you know, they had some draft capital in there. They acquired some guys, White, right? So every move that they've made, they've been some quality moves. You know what I'm saying? Like Derek White trade, um, Drew Holiday trade, Porzingis trade. And these are like three quality rotation guys. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they just hit on all of that. But the reason why they were able to hit on that is because they had draft capital, bro. You think we have quality draft capital right now? We don't have draft capital. Like the best contract.
It just show you all of the the teams that got the great organizations. They always win a championship.
Yeah,
They've been together for a minute. It didn't as you could see, the coaching didn't matter. They got a new coach,
yeah,
but the one that was there before, they've been there for a minute. He
yeah.
really was the one who really what I'm saying, put in a lot of work. But they was already there. It didn't matter.
So we can talk about it. It's just that, like, when you put it in practical sense, right? And you look at the what other teams have done. They've just made just sound decisions. Us, the strategy that we went with, our strategy was more like, let's go with the young guys. You know, we don't really have a lot of mechanism to make any type of trades or anything like that. So let's build from within. You know what I'm saying? And the problem that they ran into is that they went high upside and like they they just got high upside guys, and going that way, there was friction because then it turned into young guy versus old guy, and it turned into a whole dynamic. And then you heard like the two
Yeah,
timeline thing, the execution of it was poor. You know what I'm saying? Like there was a thing in terms of who should have been drafted, Franz Wagner versus Kaminga, and those conversations still rages on in the front office even to this day. You know what I'm saying? So, like maybe it could have worked. Maybe the plan could have worked because there's some quality players that you look at that just got paid and we didn't get them. But who knows, bro? Like maybe if they come here and we have those guys on the team, maybe they come here and it's like it's cooked. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe those guys would just be as bad as Moody and Kaminga are. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I watch Moody, he don't have a clue. You know what I'm saying? JK is a talent and he's just trying to fight through. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just trying to fight through barriers and it's tough and all of that stuff, right? So um who knows like where this team is
the
gonna be
team
at.
got the team got to be great, but you still need that two man. I would say like you still need like Tatum and Brown.
Yeah.
You still like Jokic and Murray. You got Steph. Steph always had Clay. That was to me. I always felt like the Splash Brothers. Those was the two best. People say Steph and Draymond, but as long as the team great. But when Steph got that super running mate,
Yeah.
that could mirror him, and almost shoot as well as him and play good basketball, play great defense.
Mm.
The two man plus the rest of the team. You could say Steph and Draymond, but Steph and Clay was a little different. But they'll figure something out. Somebody who he could trust more often than knock down shots, do more. You know what I mean? As a duo.
Yeah. It is what it is. It is what it is. But anyways, you know what, y'all? Solid effort tonight, but I'm gonna enjoy my Friday. I'm gonna go back and just watch these little games and play back and chill. So hop in with us, playback.tv/space gang, and I'll see y'all over there.